But man, I'm a doctor, not a torpedo technician.
I know. Although I like to play doctor. And now I just did some CPR classes over the weekend with North Metro Fire. I feel like I could be a doctor. Pretty simple, right? No, far from that. Listen, if your life is depending on my remembering CPR classes, God be with you. Okay? If you don't believe in God, you're pretty much fucked because that's the only thing you had going for you, right? Yeah, my son and I they do these free CPR classes with a lot of the fire departments around the state. I'm sure wherever you live, maybe you're not in Colorado like I am, but they do that and follow them on Facebook because they usually do a good job of saying, "Hey, we're doing these classes and you can learn how to do CPR." Then we also did another class for blood, what was it? Bleeding control class as well, which is pretty fucking simple. The bleeding control, I got to be honest, I thought it'd be a little bit more detailed, but there's really not much to say other than here's the wound, and then it's basically better to pack it. Like, oh, this is what the firefighter said. You did a great freaking job, and he's like, it's gross, but this is gonna save lives. And you pack the wound. If it's something that is like a stab wound, a bullet wound, something like that, you're best to be packing it. So it was fun. It was interesting. My son learned a lot. He's 11 years old, and I think it was eye opening for him because now he realizes, there's going to be some serious situations that you might be presented with. But now, guess what? You have some skills that are in place that you can slide in there and take control if need be. And it was, and then doing the CPR on the dummies. Connery was there. Connery's like, he's like, oh my goodness, the mouth is open. Think of the possibilities. Oh, Connery, no, no. They had to hose that guy off and get him out of the building. But it was interesting. I always forget this as far as I remember it, but is if I'm talking to somebody, I never remember to relay it. You're not supposed to give mouth to mouth on, like, say, an adult sized person. You're better off to just keep doing the compressions, and you're doing compressions to the beat of staying alive. Pretty simple. And you go about an inch and a half to 2 inches of depth on the thing. See, I think I'm pretty sure I remembered everything. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. It was good. I suggest if you haven't done it, I'm not certified to do it, but I think after some things that I've learned, I think you're better off not to be certified and go trying to save lives. I think you're better off to be a good Samaritan, learn the skills. If you need to go in there and help people, you can. But if you haven't done it in a while, it's good to get a refresher. It was only like an hour and a half, something like that. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. And now every time my son picks up a tool or anything, I said, be careful, because he was whittling wood yesterday. I said, be careful. Although I do know how to pack a wound now. I do. They had these like little, um, what is it, like silicone fake wounds. Pretty gnarly because these are based off of what actual wounds could look like. And they just have you practice packing it. And they explain why it's better to pack it versus just put pressure on it. You pack it, then put pressure on it. It's fascinating stuff, guys. Especially if you work in construction or anything like that, roofers, stuff like that. You guys should do that. Look into it. Look into it at the very least. And they can set up special classes for your crew and stuff like that. Very important. Very important. Look at me. I'm a PSA guy. Don't forget, you can save a life. Boop, boop, boop. All right. Yeah. Hey, anyway, got a lot coming your way. You guys are like, all right, this guy's stupid. What the heck? Oh my God. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button wherever you're listening or watching, and click on the like button as well. Remember, today's show is presented to you by Roof Goat USA, as well as Kirkwall Group, and of course, Bet Online. In fact, Bet Online is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first time bettor, Bet Online is your ultimate game day companion with the largest selection of odds on everything from the NBA, college basketball. We got March Madness. It's basically here. Oh my goodness. The March Madness to the NHL, UFC. Bet Online continues to be your number one sports betting source. From every three-pointer to hat trick, Bet Online has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. Go ahead, go to betonline.ag right now. Bet Online, the game starts here. Speaking of starting, let's go ahead and do it. Let's jump into those headlines.
Let's go! Let's go! And now, here are the headlines.
I saw this headline, and I thought it was the funniest thing ever. It's terrible what the lady did, but like her defense was just like, oh my God, it's such a mistake. I meant to do it to somebody else. An 18-year-old woman is facing charges in Florida. Oh, big shock, it's in Florida. Okay, right? Anything weird happens, a little sketchy, you're like, I bet it's in Florida. Oh, you're right. You're right. She's facing charges after being caught vandalizing the car of her ex-boyfriend's neighbor. She told the police she had meant to spray paint her former partner's vehicle, but got the wrong car. Obviously, you weren't dating well enough for you to understand what car he drove. No wonder he broke up with you. Jeez. Her attention to detail was shit. Let's be honest. My goodness. Oh, sorry, officer. Oh, can you forgive me? Oh my gosh, you meant to spray paint the other car? Oh my goodness. You should see the look on your face. Oh, it's bright red. It's bright red. Oh, how embarrassing. We're still going to lock you up. Still going to lock you up. Oh, man. Oh, you look foolish. Don't do dumb things, period. How about that? Don't spray paint people's cars. Don't do that. I'd be so pissed if I was First of all, if anybody spray paints my car in general, I'm going to be furious for one reason or another. I don't care. But if you were an innocent bystander because some dude's psycho girlfriend mistook your Honda Accord for his, BMW, blah blah blah. I'm like, how do you mess that up? How? I drive a minivan and he drives this little whatever fancy car. You can tell I don't know cars. I was trying to think of it like a fancy. Oh, he drives a Lamborghini, and I drive a Astro van. How'd you get that messed up, lady? It's funny. The only time I have vandalized a vehicle, it was with the permission. I guess it's not really vandalism if the guy asked you to do it. I was doing an appearance handing out T-shirts for the radio station, and this guy in his semi pulls. He didn't have a semi. He was driving a semi. He pulls up. He didn't have a trailer attached, but he pulls up, gets his T-shirt, and he's all, Duff, can you do me a favor and sign my truck? Yeah. Too bad I had a crappy magic marker. That's one thing I learned from Mark Schlereth, my buddy Mark Schlereth. Always have good markers with you. And whenever I'm out and about doing an appearance for this show or back when I was doing radio station, after this incident and working with Mark a few times, I would bring extra markers, not for myself, but like, especially like with Mark, people are always asking for autographs. So I have them in my backpack right now. I have like, say, 4 markers. I have like, I want to say 3 silver and 1 is gold or something like that. In case you want to feel fancy. In case you all feel fancy. You sign this with a gold marker. I did it for on the guy's truck. And I did it, but the marker was just shit. So it wasn't like solid. But I thought that was really neat. That's the coolest thing I've ever signed. And the closest thing I've gotten to vandalizing somebody's property, I think, that I'll admit to over the air. But I will tell you this real quick while I'm thinking of autographs. The very first time I signed an autograph for a fan, I was doing an appearance at Dave and Buster's, and it was the one in Westminster at the Westminster Promenade. And I'm in there for like Monday Night Football, something like that. Good little crowd. This guy comes up to me and we're talking, talking, talking. And the next thing you know, he's like, "Hey, do you mind signing my sweatshirt?" And it has all these famous like Bronco legends on it, right? Then he wants my signature. And I've never done it. This is the first time. And when you sign clothing, big time difference. Big time difference. I didn't know because I never even thought about it that when you sign a piece of clothing, you have to pull it tight. And there's like a technique. You have to use both arms, pull one to the top, and then you use your elbow to pull down, and then, you know, use some wrist action and sign it. Also, I never even thought about what would be my signature. It I signed it Scott the Huff. And then he's like, "Well, you don't have like you know, a talent signature?" Never even thought about it. But here's what sucked. I did it and it looked like garbage, complete garbage. You couldn't even tell because I did it loosely and it folded up on itself. I ruined the guy's sweatshirt that had all these great signatures on it. Unless he wants to look at it in a funny way and be like, "This is DeHuff. What an idiot." But you could sell it at auction because it was my very first signature. You're welcome. You're welcome. Now, if anything, I'll sign it Cowboy DeHuff, and I have a way of making it look like Cowboy is balls with the W. I'm still, working on that. But if I do it, if I think about it enough, it says Cowboy DeHuff, and then I'll add all balls. That's usually how I sign them now. So if you see me, ask for my autograph, and hopefully I'll be able to execute it well because that's how I like to sign it. If I do Connery to Huff, it'll be just a Connery to Huff, happy banging, or I banged your mom, something like that. We'll figure it out. But anyway, going back to that lady, she vandalized the wrong car, tried to tell the cops, be like, "Oh, my mistake, it was the wrong car." Like they're gonna let you go. Oh boy, that's embarrassing. God, get out of here, you scamp. Get out of here. Go vandalize your boyfriend's car next time, you stupid idiot. Goodness gracious. That would drive me nuts. I've seen it around here every now and then. Somebody's car gets vandalized with terrible things written on the side of it. And it's just, I don't get it. I don't understand why you would do that, but people do it. People do it. Speaking of things that drive me nuts, a single strawberry is causing quite a stir. This is in the LA uppity area. And there's a price tag on, oh, excuse me, I'm doing two things at once, and that's a bad idea. A horrible idea. There's a price tag on this strawberry at this high-end grocery store for one single strawberry that they claim is the best strawberry you'll ever eat. They're charging $19 for that strawberry. That's got to be a good dang strawberry. For 19 bucks, I'm not going to spend $19 on a bacon cheeseburger. If I do, I'm going to be filled with regret the rest of the day. I probably could have just gone with a smaller burger. But a strawberry's not going to fill you up. It's not. $19. Do you know Who buys a $19 strawberry and thinks it's a good purchase? Assholes. Assholes buy $19 strawberries.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Yes. If you're in that grocery store and everybody's grabbing one of those, that's what you're going to be saying to yourself.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Yes. Ridiculous. Could you imagine if your buddy shows up to the work site or just work in general and they're like, "Ooh, what are you eating? Why is that strawberry in a special package?" "Oh, it's a $19 best you'll ever taste strawberry." "Oh, okay. Look at Mr. Fancy Pants over here." You would never hear the end of that. Imagine that. Imagine if one of your coworkers showed up to work and opened up a $19 strawberry. Not saying you do it and not saying you should do it, but I would get it if you kicked them in the junk. Just saying. Just saying. Don't recommend doing it, but I understand. Come on. $19. It's delicious. Unless it makes my eyes roll in the back of my head and I got to go change my pants because it was so delicious, I don't suggest buying it. Okay? Sorry, going on a limb saying that's a bad purchase, folks. My goodness. I like this. Delta has had a bad like couple weeks, when they crash a plane and it flips over on top of itself. That's a bad day. Bad day, bad week, it all adds up to basically Delta's going to have a bad year. But I do agree with this. Delta, a flight attendant told a woman, an influencer, by the way, an influencer. So already this passenger has a lot stacked up against her. Okay? Because I got to be honest, can't stand influencers. Somebody said, "Duff, aren't you an influencer?" No. An influencer is a dickhead that goes out into public and pretends like they're the center of the universe and takes video and, tests products and gives their input. Like, this strawberry is $19. It's the best I've ever had. You should come get it. They're just trying to get a free meal. That's all they're trying to do. Okay? I don't like doing that. But this Delta flight attendant told the woman, the influencer, who had a cat in her lap, don't like it already, to make sure that cat gets silenced, because as soon as that cat was on the plane, bro was meowing. Meow, meow, meow. Kind of sounded like Snarf from Thundercats. Snarf, snarf. Anyway, the cat was meowing, already being annoying. They hadn't even taken off yet. And the lady said, "Silence the cat or get off the plane." If I was on that plane right then and there, I would have stood up and just started clapping. Like, "Praise the Lord! Yahoo! Praise Jesus there, coming down from the heavens and guiding this flight attendant from Delta and saying, praise her, guide her, and make her mouth very sharp with her words and get that devil cat off the plane." I don't know where that came from, but you're welcome. I've been on a plane with a emotional support dog that was in front of me. Thankfully, it wasn't a very long flight, but it was like 2 hours, and the thing just kept whimpering the whole time. That's annoying to me. Can't imagine, especially dogs, if they're whining. That's like bigger dogs, especially, are barking. What do you do in that situation? What do you do? Especially if it's like a big ass dog. Because people try to get away with that shit now. It's an emotional support Great Dane. Don't you dare take it away from me. Oh my God, grow up. Sorry. I'm sorry. I know some people out there, they really need it. They have a lot of anxiety issues. I just can't understand it. Okay. I have anxiety issues at times, but I've never been to a point where I'm like, I need a stuffed animal. I need a real animal or something like that to snuggle with in order for me to get by it. I just close my eyes, take a breath, and try to nut up. Sorry, I know that sounds very overly masculine type of thing to do. We all have moments where we freeze up. I used to get those every now and then on the radio station where the guys would go to me, Mark Schlereth, Mike Evans, be like, let's go to the Huff for this. And it's supposed to be something funny that I would do. And for whatever reason, I would lock up and get anxiety and I would refuse to go on the air. Or I would go on the air and because of my anxiety, I wouldn't do what they wanted me to do, but it ended up being funny because it was me being, reluctant to obey their orders or whatever type of thing. So I kind of have a hard time with it, with this whole, you're bringing your animal on a flight with you. It bugs the snot out of me. And good for that flight attendant to say, listen, shut the cat up or get off the plane because you're just going to bug the snot out of everybody the entire flight. It's not a popular choice what the flight attendant did. But I guarantee you if that's a flight of say 100 people, 99 of them agree. Guess who doesn't agree? The stupid influencer. That's why. Cuz I'm not even going to play the sound of her. She went on social media and tried to play the victim. Whatever. It bugs me, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not going to bring an animal on the flight with me. I just if you're going to bring an animal with you on vacation or you're moving and you have to use a flight, do it the way everybody else does and take them to the uh where they put them under the plane or whatever. And so they can sleep comfortably and they're not distracted by a bunch of random people. I don't I that stuff bugs me. Sorry, it bugs me. It does. I stole my son's John Deere hat. He went shopping with my wife yesterday because he's literally growing like a weed. That kid, man, he's 11 years old. He looks 14 and he's strong. He's getting strong. So I've been starting to lift weights again and do push-ups because I got to keep up. I don't want him to be stronger than me. But he's he's tall. He's tall. I want to say he's like 5'6" now. And we literally, if you guys have kids or had, you know, maybe they're his age or maybe they're out of the house. But the thing is, when they start getting these growth spurts, it's annoying because you don't want to spend all this money on brand new clothes. You're better off to go to shops like say Ross where it's discounted, or you go to thrift stores. There's not as, as a grown ass man, I understand you get some good deals. Get some good deals. Nothing wrong with shopping at the thrift store. There's not, especially if you go in a rich neighborhood, because some of that stuff's really good. But man, that kid's growing fast. And we have to double check because he's got baseball on field practice starting this week because he's been doing winter practice. But that's, you show up in tennis shoes and you're inside on artificial turf type of stuff. But he's on field practice starting this week. And I have to double check because he said he put him on last week. But every week there's a good chance we're gonna have to go buy new cleats, new pants. The shirt is fine because we usually get him kind of big, the jersey, and then by the end of the season he's kind of tight on it. So man, they ain't kidding when they say kids grow like weeds, because he is. Whew. It's wild, wild, crazy stuff. You know what's crazy too? I was just talking to these guys this morning and went over and just sat down, and as they're getting things rolling and they're signing a bunch of new clients and stuff. It's so fun to see a company just blow up right in front of you in a good way. Uh, because these guys, when it comes to roof repairs, if you want your roof repaired, you don't go with the second best or third best. No, you go with the best. You deserve the best. Same goes with your fence. I had to do some fence repairs this weekend, and the guys from from Roof Goat USA, and I was telling them this morning, they're like, "You are terrible." No, they weren't. They were being funny about it. But the oh my god, my brain just farted. My brain farted. Oh my god. But I was talking to the Roof Goat USA guys. They also do fences and stuff. And I'm telling them how I was fixing my fence. And they're like, usually you don't see that, but you're not the only one that has to make, quick fixes. Sometimes you do. Eventually, those quick fixes, you just need to end up calling in the big guns, and they take over and they fix stuff for you, and they do it the right way. And that's what Roof Goat USA is doing, because they're teamed up with Fence Goat LLC, and they're here for all your roofing needs and all your fencing needs. Listen, they're on speed dial now. They are. They are, because my fence is terrible. I know several people in the neighborhood, whether it's fences or roofs, and you know, this is where you need to sign up. And these guys are different from the rest. They've been in business for 23 years. They understand the headache that comes with fixing a roof and fences. They just look at me and be like, "Oh boy. Oh boy." And they're all about putting a smile on your face and relieving that stress from you. Whether it's a repair, replacement, insurance claims, Roof Goat USA's experienced professionals are committed to delivering reliable and durable solutions. And they prioritize the safety and comfort of your family, ensuring that your home is well protected against the elements. It's really neat. They do something I've never seen anybody do before. They put up protection all around your house, and they have a specific a ground crew that is constantly cleaning up debris like nails and other things, so it doesn't mess up your yard and potentially damage your vehicles or hurt your kids. They're all about protecting you, and it's really really cool to see. And like I said, for all your roofing and fencing needs, you got to contact the goat. Remember that. Contact the goat. I should have done a goat voice, like no, no, not good. Okay. Text Eric 303-495-4630. Again, 303-495-4630. He's insanely fast at responding to your calls. It's really cool. Borderline questionable. Like what are you doing, dude? Why are you so fast? I think he has holsters, guys. He has holsters for his cell phone. And I gotta respect it. I got to. Roof Goat USA, the leader in residential roofing applications. Their commitment to quality and excellence ensures that your home is protected with the best roofing solutions available. They're going through like the grades of shingles that they put on there and why it's important, especially here in Colorado, why it's important that they use this grade versus the other ones that the other people will sell you. Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. Trust them to deliver unmatched service and superior craftsmanship that stands the test of time. Here's what also makes them stand out. They guarantee their work. They have a 30-year coverage from install date, that's all materials and labor for 30 years from the install date, guys. That's unheard of. That's awesome. You got to check them out. Text Eric. All you got to do, text them. They'll work things out. They'll give you a quote, and then you go from there. It's all up to you. Okay? 303-495-4630. Again, 303-495-4630. Experience the road. Jesus. I am so sorry, guys. Listen, experience the Roof Goat USA difference today. They're like, it was good. It was good until the end. Huff, we need to talk. Sorry. Roof Goat USA. Amazing, amazing group of people. I was going through, before we get into sports, which is wild, a wild sports story. I saw this and I'm like, was anybody surprised? When you hear the lady's name, you're gonna say, well, I mean, not really surprising. The proof is in the name. A woman named Soon Bang, is charged with running a New Jersey sex parlor. Huh. Well, that came out of the blue. I'm just saying. It's in the name. She also goes by Cindy. It's so weird. So weird. Just make it legal. Come on. Then you don't have these issues. And the government's going to tax the snot out of it. It'll be fine. Be fine. New Jersey. You can't make fun of it just being New Jersey. They do that stuff here in Colorado too. Anywhere. Any state, somebody's doing something like this. So it's like, what's her name? Soon Bang. What? That's one that, like, on the arrest report, you print it out and, like, put it up in the break room. Like, hey guys, remember Soon Bang? That was hilarious. I almost peed my pants when she told me her name. That's so crazy. So crazy. I did not watch the Oscars last night. I've never been a huge Oscar fan, especially when you look at a lot of the movies that end up winning Best Picture. I can't tell you who won what. Can't. Mostly because I don't care. And usually the type of movies that I like, they don't win awards because it's usually comedy or action based. That's just the type of movies I like. But I don't watch those shows, and usually the ones that win are boring as snot, like drama movies. Like, terrible this, terrible that. Oh, it's such a great acting in that movie. No, don't want to watch it. If it's here's my thing, guys, with movies. Is it a movie when you go and sit down and watch a movie? At the end of the movie, I consider it good if you can go, I want to watch that again. Or in like a week, it's on TV. You're like, yeah, I'm going to watch it again. That was funny. Or that was a good movie. You can't do that in dramas. Who wants to watch, like first one that popped in my head was Schindler's List. That's different level because that's like mind-blowing craziness. But you think about, I guess the most serious movie that I can think of that you would want to watch again is Shawshank Redemption, right? Andy Dufresne, whatever, Red. I could see that one, but all the other movies, I'm trying to think of like a popular drama that you would watch like over and over, like even Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, I can watch it again, but it's got to be a significant amount of time. I haven't watched this in years. That's the type of movie that is like, ugh. He likes to eat people. You got that Wild Bill guy tucking his junk behind his back and go, "I'd fuck me." It's like that guy. Um, I just don't. Those movies I don't want to watch over and over again. But if it's a comedy, something with Will Ferrell, Land of the Lost with Will Ferrell, one of my favorite movies. The Other Guys with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg, hilarious. Hi, I'm Mark Wahlberg. How's your mother? Terrible Mark Wahlberg impression. I apologize. But if it's a comedy, I can watch it over and over again. If it's an action movie, like the Predator movies, I like those. But man, if it's drama, it's more likely to win an award, but it's more likely to bore the snot out of you. So, but the big thing that I saw, again, I'm just going off of what I see on social media. This is the best clip that I saw from the award ceremony. It's 30 seconds, and it seems like it's the best part of the show.
Yeah, I'm leaving! I have to. It's not you. No, it's not you. It's him. He's the one. You caused this. But I'm sorry. You are all welcome to join me for a game of 5-on-5 basketball at Veteran Park tonight. Midnight tip off the guy from Nosferatu. Where is he? He's on my team. One more thing. Chalamet!
That's, of course, Adam Sandler. Conan O'Brien hosted. Two of my favorite people. Conan O'Brien, a legendary comedian, whether he was a writer or a talk show host, just hilarious. A lot of people forget that he used to be a writer on The Simpsons, on SNL, and so many other things. If you go back and listen to some of Adam Sandler's original comedy albums from back in the day, Conan O'Brien's on there quite a bit, lending his voice. He's the dean of admissions talking to, can't remember the character's name, but hilarious. And anybody that thought that was like, oh my God, he's mad, he got kicked out. Come on. Stop it. It says gullible on the ceiling right above you. I don't know if you saw. Did you see that? Yes. Come on. I love those two guys. Those guys are hilarious. And then at the end, he sees Timothy. Is it Chalamet? That's what he was saying. He's like, Chalamet! The only voice I can do of Adam Sandler's is his mom voice. And he doesn't do that very much anymore, but he did on his comedy albums, where it's like, hi, honey, how are you? Oh, is that your new boyfriend? Hi, why don't you come over here and sit on the corner of the bed? Oh, looks like you got a big hog on you. That's like the stuff that the bit was about. He's always like, why don't you sit on the corner of the bed and play with your cock and balls? That's the mama voice. It's the only voice I can do. And I 100% stole it from Adam Sandler. I have no problem saying that. No problem. Speaking of no problems, let's do it. Let's jump into some sports.
Going deep, tight ends and long balls.
He starts to come and then he pulls out.
Oh, gross!
It's sports with the Huff.
Talk about having a bad day on the field or the pitch. Okay, that's what they call it in soccer. It's not the field, it's the pitch. Okay, get it right. I'm not a soccer guy, but I saw this story, and it needs to be told because if you're a guy, it's gonna make you cringe. Okay, FYI, it's gonna make you cringe. You're gonna go, oh, that little snot. A German soccer player's kid was out on the pitch as they were warming up, practicing, right? Little snots running around. Oh, my daddy's on the team. Ugh. Meanwhile, the referee's hanging out there too, stretching, drinking a juice box, maybe some orange slices. I don't know. If there's a good soccer mom on the team or part of the team, then yes, they did have that. But he sees this kid and he's acting a little rambunctious, a little too much. Enough where the kid was on the referee's radar, as in like, ooh, I don't want that thing near me. Ooh, gross. Next thing the referee knows, the kid runs up on the ref and takes a giant bite on the referee's testicles. Yes. He immediately was hurt, obviously. Just imagine I know you don't want to. I know you don't want to, but I'm saying real quick, just imagine that. Somebody biting full force. This kid, I want to say this kid was like 4, something like that. If he's older, that's even more shameful for the kid. You might want to get that kid some help. That's all I'm saying. There's plenty of good therapists out there. Plenty of them. If your kid's running around biting other individuals in the testicles, that's okay. Because there's help for that. It's probably, I shouldn't say that. It's okay. It's fine. That's normal. I don't know. My kids never did that. I judge your kid if he's running around biting individuals in the junk. Okay? Ladies, dudes, doesn't matter. Well, we were talking about Silence of the Lambs earlier. That kid's going to have to wear a Hannibal Lecter mask. He's gonna be out in public, and he's gonna be on a dolly wearing a mask, like a leather mask, so he can't chew through it. And then you're gonna have to explain that to all the other parents. They're like, "What's wrong with the little Timmy?" Well, he likes to bite people in the privates. Thank you for wrapping him up. That's terrible. Oh my god, I don't even know what I would do. Like if that was your kid, you're running around, let's say you're at the park, having some fun, kicking the ball, doing whatever. Oh, it's a beautiful, beautiful day out today. Birds are chirping. Hey, where's Timmy going? He's going over. Looks. I think he's chasing the ball. Well, actually, then next thing you know, you see him latching on to a stranger's growing with his teeth. Like how embarrassing is that? Like you pull them off, you would apologize nonstop, and then you would be questioning yourself, like, where the fuck did I go wrong? What did I do? I don't, I don't know. You'd be, you wouldn't sleep for like a week, right? You show up to work the next day, dude. You look exhausted. Are you okay? No, no, I'm not okay because my son is going around biting people in the junk. Oh, and then your your coworkers are going to judge you as they should. They should. So disturbing. God, how do you explain that to people? Oh my God, he can't come out and play. Why? Because he likes biting people's dicks and nuts. Okay, okay, okay. That's weird. Anyway, yeah, he can't come over to the birthday party. Why? Because last time he went to a birthday party, he bit the clown's his balls. Binky the clown. He had to retire after that. I don't know if you know that. Hey, real quick, if you're running a business and you need help with the back of the house, that's a big deal when you're running a business. It's so difficult to stay up on all your bookkeeping. You need someone with experience and is trustworthy. You need the Kirkwall Group. They got over 30 years of experience. Richard and the Kirkwall Group, they understand that you and your business deserve someone who's efficient, timely, accurate, cost effective, focused on your success, and is working to save you money. Kirkwall Group can help you with your bookkeeping, accounting management services like CFO, controller, accounting manager, projects, and support, as well as tax planning and preparation, income, property tax, sales, and use tax. Honestly, what you need to do, go ahead and go to kirkwallgroup.net. Kirkwall Group, as in Kirk, Captain Kirk, my goodness gracious. Kirk with a K, kirkwallgroup.net, and see everything they can do for you and your business. Um, it's amazing. And when you talk to Richard, you can set up a free 30-minute consultation. They're amazing over there. They are. They are. And they're going to take the stress off your shoulders. It's really cool. Again, kirkwallgroup.net. Kirkwall Group, we count what counts for you. I got to go check outside here before I leave. We're getting all the cracks resealed on our street. And it's interesting to see. Listen, I'm not in construction. I've never been in construction, but it is kind of funny to see the guys that are just standing around. You see all the people that are just like busting their butt doing all the work, and then there's the supervisors. They're like,
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, so I was watching this soccer match and this kid bit this other fella in the nuts. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
they're just sitting that back there dicking around, and there's all the hard workers. So it's funny. So I can't park on the street, and which is fine. I usually don't park on the street anyway, unless it snows, and then I park on the street so that the sun gets all of my driveway and helps melt the snow. That's a Colorado trick. Doesn't work everywhere else. Doesn't. I always say this too, because we're going to get hit with snow tomorrow here in Colorado. And March is the snowiest month in the state of Colorado. I always say this. I can shovel for Colorado weather. I don't think I would do well shoveling in, like, say, Michigan, North Dakota, or Iowa, stuff like that. I don't think I could because you don't have as much sunlight as we do. And we can do a half assed job. And then, like I said, you just move your car and the sun takes care of the rest. There's a video on my TikTok page at DeHuff Podcast. I have it pinned as one of the top 3. It has like 2.3 million views last time I looked. It's a time lapse of my driveway. It starts off no snow, gets, I don't know, like 6-8 inches of snow plopped down. And next thing you know, from starting at like 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. is the time lapse. It goes from dry, insane amount of snow to dry again because all the snow melted. It's fucking crazy. There's a lot of places like that, but in Colorado, that's pretty freaking common. So, like I said, if I go to Minnesota or anything like that, I'm gonna be a terrible shoveler. Terrible. Anyway, you know what? You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for making this the #1 comedy podcast in the state of Colorado. I can't say thank you enough. You guys are amazing. One way you can, you know, pat me on the back and say, "Hey, we got you," is go ahead and check out my sponsors and support them the way you support me. Obviously, we got our new sponsor, the Roof Goat USA. You can call them if you have a roofing or a fencing repair need, whether it's a full-on replacement or just simple repairs, whatever. Give them a call. 303. You can text Eric, 303-495-4630. Again, 303-495-4630. Basically, you got a problem with your roof, you got a problem with your fence, either one, call the GOAT. Roof Goat USA. Check them out. They're amazing people. Also, big thanks to Kirkwall Group. If you got bookkeeping or tax service needs, call them. Check them out, kirkwallgroup.net. Set up that free 30-minute consultation. Also, big thanks to Bet Online. Go check them out at betonline.ag. You guys are amazing. Have a wonderful day. Hopefully you smiled a little bit in this episode. That's what it's about, right? Right? Yeah. Yes, Scott. I forgot my name for a second. Yes, Scott. I don't know what I was gonna say. Oh my God, I started looking at something, and it is basically like,
And she showed me her boobies, and I like them too.
totally got distracted. Nobody showed me their boobies. I just saw that clip, and I'm like, huh. Oh, I need to do this every time I talk about Roof Goat USA. Right? That would be awesome. It might get annoying. Might be. We'll see. I'll play around with it, okay? You know I will. You know I'll play with that thing. Anyway, you guys are amazing. Have a wonderful day. Let's continue to move forward. I'll talk to you next time.